It's a Teen Talk Skating podcast where I embarrass myself. Hello, and welcome to episode 40 of the Teen Talk Skating podcast. My name is Van Gogh, and I hope you don't mind my little Halloween scary voice. But I guess by the time you'll hear this episode, it won't be Halloween anymore. So maybe I should start like singing a Christmas song instead. Oh my god, that's my Discord. Oopsies, guys, we're already having issues. That's super surprising. It's been 20 seconds. What the heck? Um. Anyway, guys, I hope you all are doing well. I want to thank you everyone for all the love and support again because it's like so amazing to see like when I come home from school and I check and I got a couple plays on the episode and it makes me really happy. This podcast is really keeping me going and everything. I would also like to announce that a Teen Talk Skating podcast is now available on Apple Podcasts. In case you didn't get tired of me on Spotify, you can go listen to me on Apple Podcasts now, which is pretty cool. And of course, I'm really hoping to get out to even more platforms soon. I'm trying to do YouTube. I'm trying to do Amazon and things like that. And as soon as I get the time to set them all up, I will get them up, and I hope more people will listen, and more people will listen to me rant for 50 minutes straight. And it's a recurring joke at this point that every episode I just say, like, I want to rot in bed and watch figure skating, but legitimately, I want to rot in bed and watch figure skating because why did all my teachers decide to give me homework this weekend? I don't know, but it's totally okay. It's totally okay. Okay. Um, Yes, I hope you all have had a great Halloween. If you celebrate Halloween, if you don't celebrate Halloween, happy November. November is a great month, I feel like. November is a good month. Love November. What's been going on? I hope you guys are all doing well. Did I say that already? I don't know. I hope you guys are all doing well as always. I hope we're all in this together, in this world of chaos together, right? Um, so many things in my life that, probably shouldn't talk about on the Figure Skating podcast. I don't want this to become like a teenager issues podcast. It's a skating podcast, and yeah, I should probably stop the intro before I stop or I start ranting too much. So yeah, time for your program of the week. Happy Halloween, people. I mean, it's kind of late now, but whatever. Yeah, program of the week. Let's hear me sing. That's amazing. Program of the week. Okay. Time for our program of the week. And this is a skater who I've mentioned. I've done a program of the week for this skater like so many times. It's crazy. And that is Carolina Costner. You guys all know that I love Carolina Costner so much. Carolina Costner is I don't know. She's just I feel like she's a like once in a blue moon skater, kind of like Yuna Kim, kind of like Malasada, like the Yuna Mao Carolina like holy trinity of skating. Those three skaters are like once in a blue moon skaters. We will never ever get skaters like them ever again. I feel like they were just so good and so unique. But this week we have a program from Carolina Costner, and it is her free skate from the 2017-2018 Grand Prix final. The music is Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun by Claude Debussy. Um, and this program to me is unique, and I mean that in such an amazing way. This is a unique program. I do know it was choreographed by Laurie Nickel. Laurie Nickel, Caroline Costner, love them. Love their collaborations. This is a fantastic program because it's so unique and um it hits you so hard and you don't even expect it at the same time. Obviously, the music is amazing. It's classical, so there's no lyrics to it, but it's almost like the lyrics are being conveyed through Carolina Costner's body. It's like the movements are so unique and it's so different, and her facial expression match. And I just love the idea of the program. It starts off kind of quieter, but then she starts sneaking around and she starts skating around and she's a bit sneaky. There's this part in the middle after spin that she's almost like, look at me, just look at me for a minute, you know what I mean? Like she really draws the attention towards her. this is my program. This isn't anyone else's program. This is Carolina Costner's program. That's kind of the vibe I get from this. Her jumps are so good. When she hit her jumps, Carolina Costner, when she hit her jumps, they were so solid. They're not the best jumps. They're not the best, technically difficult jumps ever. But when she does them well. Um, there's a couple like moments in this program where you're like, I don't want this to stop. The choreo sequence in this is amazing with the highs and the music going on in the background. The step sequence is so intricate. It's so like she moves up, she moves down. She's never staying still in one position. Every part of her body is moving. And I really do think this is a master class in choreography and musical interpretation. This is a difficult piece to interpret, to skate to, but this is just a masterpiece of choreography. You just can't get this anywhere else. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't get this level of interpretation anywhere else. In that last spin where, she is kind of holding her knee, kind of, and then in the final ending pose, she's kind of leaning back with her hands on her head. It's so special and it's so radiant and vibrant with the way that she presents herself, and I really do think like you're not gonna find better choreography than this. So go watch this program. Carolina Costner, her free skate at the 2017-2018 Grand Prix final. Go check it out, people. Do it now, 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 now. I mean, not now, but like maybe now after you listen to the whole podcast, right? Yeah, that's when you should do it. Bye. I mean, no. Well, main episode now. Well, I don't know. Just listen. Keep on listening. That was your program of the week. Okay, people, I honestly do think that I'm literally retired now. I hate this sport. Cannot watch it anymore. I can't watch. I'm done. This is it. This is the last episode. I can't. I can't. I really am retired because I hate this sport and I love it all at the same time. Like the love-hate relationship I have with skating, it makes me so happy, but it makes me so mad at the same time. Cause like what has happened and like why has it happened? I'm just trying to say. Chaos keeps on going and I keep dying on the inside. Life goes on in the skating world. There's no end to this. And this week we were talking about good old Skate Canada. Last week we talked about Skate America, which was Skate America. It was definitely a storm back in Texas. But this week we got a little Halloween hijinks in Halifax here in Skate Canada. And unfortunately, Skate Canada was not an exception to all of the chaos this season so far. Many shocking results for me, many tears fallen. I cried for you guys, okay? I cried for Skate Canada. Not literally, but like literally maybe next week because France, I don't know. I don't know about France, guys. I don't know about France because what if France is not good too? I don't know. But yeah, Skate Canada brings us to good old Halifax. The site of four continents a few times, the site of many great skaters in their lifetimes in Canada. And a lot of chaos, and yeah, a lot of chaos. Let's talk about the men's competition, which broke my heart. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, if I start tearing up and I have to leave the room, you guys know why there's a 5-minute pause in the middle of the episode, okay? In the men's field, there was a lot of interesting results. The first of which, literally, like, I can't, it makes me emotional. Like, 8th place, Jason Brown. I just said it. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sad for this. So yeah, Jason Brown from the USA, who is literally my favorite right now, got 8th place at this competition. And look, this is his first Grand Prix in 3 seasons, so perhaps that did affect his training, his schedule, etc. The past 3 seasons he's just been doing shows or like, ice shows in like the fall part of the season and maybe coming to the Grand Prix in the fall that it was a change from his usual training schedule, his usual time. Maybe it maybe that did affect some of his results here. And he is just my absolute favorite. And I know he is a later season peaker. I know he's gonna nail nationals. I know he's gonna nail worlds. And if he doesn't, whatever. But he just didn't get the best results here, and it's okay. It's all okay. It's all okay. In the short program, he under rotated and fell on the triple axel, and he did get an under rotation on his triple toe loop as well. And the free skate was quite honestly, it was quite sad to watch. But he did pop a few jumps. He fell on the triple axel again. He had a few under rotations here and there, and he didn't end up with the best score. He ended up with a score of um 218.75. It is definitely not the best score that we've ever seen from Jason Brown. He's been at his personal best is 280s, right? 281 at the Olympics. And so, this result is not the best, but look, the artistry is untouched. There's, again, I always say this with Jason Brown, the artistry is untouched. His free skate to Spiegel im Spiegel is so it's just done. I don't know. It just makes me like this is it. Like this is the peak of skating, in my opinion. It's just one of the most beautiful programs that we've seen this season, and that says a lot. We've seen a lot of good programs this season, but Jason Brown's free skate this season just is the peak. It really is the cherry on top. Like I don't know how else to explain it, except that it's stunning. It's impossibly good. I'm just saying. Um, and even with all the technical errors, he actually did get third place in the component score. And if he was cleaner, he definitely would be first place in components. And I know Jason can do it. Obviously, we've seen him do it. Don't count him out for U.S. Nationals at all. And the World's team, don't count him out. Don't count him out. Okay, guys, I'm praying this the first like I don't know, guys. This has made me really sad, but at the same time, like, you know what? This is a building block. I'm trying to look at it that way. This is a building block for Jason, okay? And it's okay that he didn't do so well here. Still love him. Still think he's gonna do great. Yes, yes. I hope he does great. In seventh place, we had an up and coming name from Canada who actually placed the best out of all the Canadian men here at Skate Canada at a home event, and that is Alexa Rakic. And these next three men, seventh, sixth, and fifth place, were all separated by like point 0.5 points. So yeah, very close scores. But Alexa Rakic was at the bottom of that. He was at seventh place, and he is a person to watch out for. Definitely, he has a fairly reliable quarter toe loop, quad toe loop. I was like quarter toe loop. What is that? Quad toe loop. He just made some minor mistakes. No pops here at all. Um, and I do want to point this out. This is very important. The Canadian men's field is known for being a little haphazardous, I guess I would say. A lot of the Canadian men have similar technical potential. And of course, when that happens, when a lot of men have similar technical potential, or a lot of skaters have similar technical potential, a lot of mess can happen. Consistency becomes super important. And if Alexa Rackett becomes the most consistent Canadian man, if he becomes the most consistent Canadian man against all the other Canadian men, and he has the same amount of technical potential, I think he is going to win nationals. I think he is going to go to the world's team, perhaps even the Olympics. Definitely someone to watch out for. I do know he was silver at nationals last year. Perhaps he is looking for that gold spot on the podium. Definitely someone to watch out for. I don't think you should underestimate Alex Rakic. His skating seems nice. I feel like he's an up and coming skater. Um, in sixth place we had Gabriele Frangipani from Italy, who is one of Italy's promising men's skaters among what is now a really tough field. Before it was really Matteo Rizzo, the one to beat, but now of course we have Nikolai Momola, who is really good, and now the mysterious Daniel Grazel is back somehow. Gabriel Frangipani here, he unfortunately fell on his quad toe loop in the short. Um, he had a better free skate. He did make an error on the quad toe, and he did fall on the quad sal. Why did I keep on thinking quarter sal cow? No, quad sal cow. And he did stumble on his triple axle, triple toe combination, but he is still a solid skater. He does have, again, that technical potential. Like Like Canada, what is with my words today? Like Canada, I do feel like the Italian men's field is a field with a lot of skaters who have, again, similar technical potential. It really does matter who's gonna peak and who's gonna have a clean free skate to decide the placements. This is a competitive field. Italy in general is competitive, but the men's field is quite interesting. I believe, I do not know if they have 2 or 3 spots for Worlds, but either way, they're gonna have to compete. There's gonna be these men have to compete. But moving back to Frankopani, he is still a solid skater. He's been fourth at Europeans just last year, and he is someone who could reach that European podium this year, if he skeets. I can't. If he skates well at Europeans in Estonia, which will be very fun. In fifth place, again, these three men were very, very close. In fifth place, at the top end of those three close men, we had Vladimir Litvinsev of Azerbaijan, who is known for being quite technically excellent. I think we first saw him in the 2018, 2019 season. He was seen as quite technically proficient. He had a clean stroke program here except for the last spin. The GOE is not the best. He is a good jumper. He has the quads. He needs the GOE to really push him forward. Some errors in the free, but he still did manage to get 2 clean quads done. He is, again, technically very good. He needs the consistency a bit, the GOE, the artistry. I'm not super connected to his programs yet. But the technical is really good. He is definitely a dark horse. We've seen him at Dennis 10 Memorial with a lot better scores earlier this season. And I'm super interested to see again, is he someone that could go to European podium? Is he someone that could be top 10 at Worlds? He hasn't been the most consistent in the past, but I think that given the right conditions, he can definitely achieve that. What is going on outside? I don't know. In fourth place from Japan, we had Sota Yamamoto. Again, Japanese men. Like, immediately when you hear those 2 words, you think ultra competitive because the Japanese men are cutthroat. They are so competitive in there. Sota Yamamoto has had great results in the past. He's been to the Grand Prix final. He's medaled at the Grand Prix final. Just here at Skate Canada, which he actually did win last year, it was just not the best competition for him. This year, unfortunately, he made a slight error on the triple axel in the short program. In the free skate, he under rotated his quad sal. He fell on his quad toe. And that really did drop him down to fourth place. He did get third in both programs, but he unfortunately dropped to fourth place overall. Artistically, again, he is not the best at connecting his programs. I did like the music, but he comes with a ton of experience. He was third at nationals last year, and he's been competing for a while now. And I think experience matters a lot in this sport. How long have you been competing? Does that? I think it really factors in terms of kind of getting the judges' respect. Almost, I feel like getting the judges to know you, but if he can get his technical abilities really improved in terms of consistency, I think he will be a good force. In third place, we had a skater who is really on not a comeback journey, but more of like a rebuilding journey, and that is Junwon Cha of South Korea. He is the 2023 World Silver Medalist. He's really trying to get those scores and get those results once again. And I do think Skate Canada was a really great competition for him. Last season was not the best, but he did get third at 4 continents, which is really good. And these are some better scores from Jungwon Cha than we have seen in a while, considering Shanghai Trophy last month, which was also pretty good. In the short program, he just under rotated the triple lutz triple loop combination on that second jump. He'd had a quarter on the triple lutz and an under rotation on the triple axel in the free skate. I did enjoy the music of the free skate. It was a bit of a Spanish song, I believe, and with the costume, it's red and it's fun, and it's Korean men's costumes, chef's kiss, right? But I did like it. I have to say, I did like the music, and I did like Jungwon Cha's performance of it. People online weren't really vibing with it. I kind of vibed with it, but I definitely think that he has shown more artistry in the past. But I like this program. I think it is quite a nice vessel for him to express the artisticness in his skating, and I do think he is very, very capable of portraying that. In second place from Japan, again, Japanese men, is Shun Sato. To me, Shun Sato is kind of the second place in Japan right now in terms of men, maybe the third place. Yuma Kageyama is quite seen as the first place right now, and there's a lot of men vying for second, third, fourth even. And I think Shun Sato is probably one of the forerunners of that. So yeah, Shinsato is maybe second in Japan currently, but that position is quite precarious. It is a bit teeter-tottery with all of the competition in Japan. He wants to show, like all the Japanese men want to show consistency and kind of superiority over each other, basically. Shun Sato had a really good short program. His quadlets got great GOE on it. And of course, quadlets is a very, very, very advantageous jump if you have it. Definitely an advantage over other skaters. The free skate was quite of a struggle, unfortunately, for Shun Sato. He did fall on both the quadlets attempt and the triple axel attempt, and he did under rotate a quad toe attempt. Personally, I would have had him below Juwon Cha. I do think a lot of people were also arguing about this. But the short program, I think, made up for it. It helped him boost him a little better. And I like some of the artistic notes. They really did come out later in the program for Shun Sato. I do think that artistically he's getting better. In the past, I think he's been a bit so in terms of artistry, super good in terms of technical ability. But here, I think he really did show attention to the music, attention to, the skills, the blades, the edges. And then in first place, we have the quad god Ilya Melina, who literally just competed last week at Skate America. And back-to-back competition can be quite difficult. We've seen skaters do like 3 competitions in 3 weeks straight before. Ilya Melina just had a Grand Prix in Texas, and he had to take a flight all the way to Halifax to compete in another one. But if anything, he actually performed better here, in my opinion. Here in Halifax, Canada, he did perform better, I think. Um, he had a clean short program. I feel like his quad lutz triple toe combo is absolutely insane. It's one of those things you can't really believe is happening, but it is happening. The only big error in the free skate was a pop on the quad loop into a two-footed triple loop. Again, a similar mistake from Skate America with the error on the quad loop. And I do think that quad loop is not his best jump, I feel like, based on the consistency that we've seen with it. I do know that last season he like introduced it at the very end, I believe. Um and yeah, so quad loop isn't his best friend. I don't know if he's going to continue to have it, but either way, he did become the first qualifier to the Grand Prix final. It's really great for him to have that qualification so early in the series. Now I think it's a matter of training for the final and seeing, skaters like Adam Fa and Yuma Kageyama, who are his really big main competition, what they will do. But he is qualified to the Grand Prix final. He's very happy about that. And he actually won by, 40 points. He is really the one to beat. He's always been the one to beat in the international stage of figure skating. And so I'm really ready to see the performances of Yuma Kageyama, Adam Fa. What will they say? What will they do? How will they outskate him? So that was a men's competition. Again, chaotic, made me want to cry with Jason Brown. Yeah, made me want to cry with Jason Brown. But it's okay. It's totally okay. Okay, the women's event. Yeah, the women's event. Let's talk about the women's event. The women's event has been the most chaotic this season. Every competition, it's been, I don't know anymore. I want to say a nightmare, but I don't want to say a nightmare, but like a nightmare basically. Like it make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's what I'm trying to say. Make it make sense. Okay, like I thought figure skating was supposed to make sense, but I guess I came in with the wrong expectations. The women's event just doesn't make sense anymore to me. It's chaotic. It's just chaotic. Um, but in seventh place here, we have another skater who competed for back-to-back Grand Prix, and that is Elise Lynn Gracie of the USA. She really came here looking for redemption, I think was the main thing, after the Skate America results, which weren't ideal for her based on what we saw earlier in the season at Nebelhorn Trophy, where she got over 200 points. She did do a lot better here at Skate Canada. And still some mistakes, but definitely less mistakes. She did pop a triple Lutz triple toe into a triple Lutz single toe in the short. So she didn't get any points on the single toe. A whole lot of a better free skate. No pops on the jumps. She just got 2 under rotations. Yeah, just really, really solid there. Um, in terms of being growing, I think. Um, she skated more confidently. It's really speaks to what a difference a week can make, and maybe reflection on the experience. With these 2 results, I believe she was I don't remember what she was at Skate America, 8th, I believe, or 7th or 8th, I can't remember. She was no, she was 6th at Skate America. Oops. She was 6th at Skate America, 7th at Skate Canada, so she did not qualify to the what's it called? She did not qualify to the Grand Prix final. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. But I'm really hoping she can make a bigger splash at nationals slash later in the season because she's really good. And I do think she has the potential, at least technically. In 6th place, we have the comeback queen, and that is Alyssa Liu. This is the first Grand Prix for Alyssa Liu ever since the 2021-2022 season. And she happens to be back at Skate Canada. Skate Canada was her very first Grand Prix as a senior in her only senior season. Now she's coming back, and she's right back at Skate Canada. It just doesn't feel like she's been gone. It's feel like she's been here forever. She was second in the short program, just a quarter on her triple toe loop with her combo. I'm really addicted to this program's like soft elements and simplicity. It's set to promise by Loewe, and I've been really addicted to watching this program. Like, I think it's so simple yet so beautiful at the same time. I think it perfectly fits Alyssa Liu is what I'm trying to say. In the free skate, yeah, it was a lot more mistakes. Under rotations was the main thing that brought Alyssa Liu down. There were no pops here, I believe. Yeah, no pops, but 3 under rotations, 2 edge calls really did affect her score here. Um, again with the note pops, just like Elise Lynn Gracie, that is really gonna get you the most points if you don't pop. If you under rotating is better than popping, right? And so, if we can get under rotations fixed but not pop at all, that's the best thing. But this performance, the disco vibe of this program, still really fun. I love the Donna Summer idea with it, and I really see it becoming a crowd pleaser with its disco vibes. It really does give, like, I don't know, high school dance maybe, but in a good way. High school dance in a really good way. Like, it's just so fun, it's jazzy, it's fun, and it shows more of Alyssa Liu and how much she loves this music. In 5th place, we had from Canada, Madeline Skeezes, who is Canada's top woman, currently at their home event. A really good competition for her. Skate Canada seems to be like a good luck charm for Madeline Skeezes. I don't know if it's just because it's at home, but she is really, really good whenever she skates at Skate Canada. Good scores for her here. She had a clean short program to put her in 5th place, a mostly clean free skate aside from error on the triple sal and the spin, but everything else was clean. We haven't seen this type of really, really clean performance from Maddie Skeezes in quite a while, but here she is proving everyone that, I'm not done yet. She actually placed 4th in the free skate here. Really good for her. She was 5th overall. And she's really looking to regain her national title, go to go to worlds, and earn that Olympic spot. Which is it's what everyone's aiming for, and I think that Maddie Skis, this is a good skater. I have to say, artistically, I really enjoy her skating. I think she adds her own like Maddie Skis' like spice or something to her programs, and I really enjoy it. And I do think that she has that potential again to get her national title back, to go back to the Olympics. In fourth place, we had a skater from Switzerland, and that is Kimi Rippon, who is the top Swiss woman currently. She made a huge surprise with a fifth place showing at Worlds last season. That free skate at Worlds was magical. It was one of the highlights of Worlds for sure. She was third in the short program here with a clean skate. She even earned a personal best from it. She just got one edge call, but she did get a personal best on it. The free skate was a bit of a struggle. She did fall on a triple lutz and she have a quarter on the triple flip. But overall, the rest of the program was really good. She did earn a time violation. She was apparently 1 second over the allotted time. And so they gave her a 1 point deduction. She actually would have been uh, in third place, and she would have been in third place if she hadn't made that time deduction mistake, and if she hadn't fallen on the triple lutz, she definitely would have been second place. And it's showing that I think she is competitive. Yeah, sure, she made mistakes here, but Kimi Rippon's very competitive. I think she is a dark horse. I think Europeans might be, the peak of her that this season. I think she's gonna do great at Europeans. She definitely wants to get spots for Switzerland at Worlds and the Olympics. Of course, we have Olivia Kaiser in Switzerland as well. She's quite competitive too. She got Gladiator stuck in my head. Her Kimi Rippon's free skate was Gladiator. Got stuck in my head, and I enjoy her skating. She has good lines, good extension. Do think she is quite talented. From Japan. Okay. Remember how Japanese men were chaotic and like competitive? Japanese women are also chaotic and competitive. In third place here we had Hana Yoshida, who was third at Grand Prix final last season, eighth at Worlds. She definitely wants to keep her position as one of Japan's top women. And I do think that she did really kind of try to do that here. Just a quarter on a triple toe in the short program. In the free skate, she was the only person who attempted triple axel here. And again, triple axel is a huge point earning element, and she did actually under rotate it. And in the free, she didn't. It wasn't a downgrade; it was just an under rotation. But again, huge loss of points on there. She did have a quarter on the triple lutz, and then she did fall on a under rotated triple lutz as well. And she's skating to SOS Danterie en détresse, and it is like the original version of the song from the musical Starmania. It's like galactic and EDM. I've never heard this version before. Actually, I've only heard like the opera versions from Dimash Kudaibergen, and yeah, I've only heard really like the opera versions, but this galactic EDM music is kind of weird, but kind of fun at the same time. And her outfit was like galactic space, and I like really enjoyed that idea. It wasn't like a traditional, nice flowy dress. It was more of like a space warrior. I feel like I don't know how to say. Like she was like I don't know. She seemed like she could like get on a spaceship and fight. I don't know. I really enjoyed the outfit. Yeah, that's Hana Yoshida. Definitely someone to watch out for the Japanese nationals podium this year as well. In second place, we had a very, 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 very chaotic result. In second place, a very good result. It's just in a chaotic way. In second place was Rino Matsuke from Japan. Rino Matsuke had won the bronze medal last year at Skate Canada. She upgraded to the silver this year with her second place showing. Her short program was very unfortunate. Um, she got a downgrade on her double axle and a triple lutz with a fall on that same jump. She had a quarter and an edge call on her combo as well. She actually ended up in 10th in the short program. She came into the free skate with 10th, and she tried to give her all. And tried she did, because oh my gosh, who are you? Where did you come from? Is literally the motto of this season so far. The jumps were jumping, the sequences were sequencing, the spins were spinning. Rino Matsuke showed up, blew the roof off the whole stadium, and said, "Okay, that's me. Thanks." The only mistake she made was an edge call on her triplet. She did so. I believe she did 6 triple jumps here. And that were clean, mostly clean. And even the choreo sequence and the step sequence, they didn't even feel like choreo sequences and step sequences. They felt like they were just part of choreography. And I wrote this huge comment right here. The only way I could describe this was that the free skate didn't even feel like there was an arena around her. It just felt like a frozen lake in the middle of the forest, and she skated like a whisper that you could barely hear. And my little dramatic writing, I think that goes to show how beautiful this was. It really did feel like there was no one around her, that she was just skating for herself and skating for her own happiness and her own enjoyment of skating. There was this moment with a spiral that was so held so long, and it spiraled in a circle, and it was just like, oh man, like this is why I love this sport. It's moments like these that remind me why I love this sport. And this was really this I have to say, this was the moment of the Grand Prix series so far for me, based on what we've seen at Skate America and Skate Canada. Rina Matsuke's free skate at Skate Canada is the moment of the Grand Prix series. Go watch it now. I mean, after the episode, of course, but just go. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing. I think you will. You'll either cry or you'll be left with a big giant smile on your face. And she totally deserves second here. She was first in the free skate, 10th in the short, first in the free skate, got her second overall. She won the free skate by like 13 points, I think. And along with Yuna Aoki, also of Japan, she's just one of my favorite artists in figure skating. In first place here, we had the reigning world champion, the reigning three-time world champion, actually, Kaori Sakamoto, also of Japan. Three women on the podium, all from Japan. A whole Japanese women's sweep here. Very good. Kaori Sakamoto was first in the short program by quite a lot of points. I believe it was 7 points, 8 points, 5 points, 6 points, something like that. It was a good amount of points. It wasn't close. She just had a slight spin error and a quarter on her triple toe loop. The free skate was a bit more of a struggle for her. She fell on a double axel Euler double sal combo and a triple flip. She did under rotate a triple toe. She did still win overall by about 9 points. People were confused over the free skate score. I do agree it was a little high, considering the performance that she put out. And I don't want to say this because I really do enjoy Kaori Sakamoto. I just don't know if Chicago the musical, really fits her yet. I'm still a bit perplexed by this program, is what I'm trying to say. I do think it is reaching a new territory for her, and I love that she's going out, she's branching out. I just don't know if I get the right fun and jazzy vibes that Chicago is known to provide. Um, she definitely tries to sell it. I just say she puts a lot of effort in with the choreo, but I'm really hoping it's going to improve over the course of the season, because so far, not my favorite program yet from Kaori Sakamoto. It's Chicago Free Skate, not my favorite, but still good result for here. First place here puts her in good contention, obviously, to get another victory, another medal, and qualify to the Grand Prix final. I need water, but I don't know. My teeth hurt now. My braces hurt. I hate having braces. I mean, I kind of like them. I don't know. Why am I complaining about braces in the middle of my figure skating podcast? I don't know. I made questionable choices. Yeah. This week. Oh my god. Why did I say that? I'm kidding. In pairs is in pairs. In pairs, we had some new names and some exciting results in the competition here. In fifth place, question mark. Yes, in fifth place, we had the American team of Emily Chan and Spencer Howe. A bit of a hard competition for Chan and Howe. Perhaps they are still dealing with injury and recovery. I believe Spencer Howe was the one that was injured last season, and so they didn't compete for a lot of the season, but I am not sure. So perhaps they are still on that recovery trail. Recovery is super hard. And I feel like pairs as well be right, because in pairs and in ice dance as well, if one partner is injured, like, it's hard to train, right? It's hard to train with the other partner. It's not like singles where, of course, it's just one person. Pairs is a two people thing. In the short program, they just did a side by side double toe loop, just pop that, and also an error on their death spiral. In the free skate, they under rotated the let me see. They under rotated all three jumps of the triple toe double axle sequence that they did. Still good that they are doing a triple toe double axle. It's really impressive that they can do that. They did pop a double sow cow side by side jump, and they did have some minor throw errors in the free. In U.S. pairs, it's becoming more competitive now. Last week we saw Ellie Cam and Daniel Shea. And then we also saw Efimova and Mitrofanov. And so, that US pairs field is becoming competitive. It is, again, I've always said this for the past few, I guess, months, is that US pairs is in their rebirth era right now, their kind of renaissance era. And this is, they are, Shannon Howe are one of those teams looking to, be the top and see if they can go to Worlds, go to the Olympics, because I think that everything will be very, very, very interesting in the U.S. pairs field once that happens. From in fourth place from Germany, we have Hockey and Kunkel. Up and down results here for them. They were seventh at Europeans last year, but fifth at Worlds, so they aren't the most consistent of all time. They were second in the short program with a slight error on their throw and their spin. An unfortunate fourth in the free skate. They did have errors on the side by side jumps, pops and falls that really brought their score down. It does seem like the side by side jumps are not their best elements, are not the best element for them. So that really did bring their score down. But otherwise, I do believe that the lifts were still good and everything related to that. Um, yeah, the lifts are still good. Good Joey on the triple loop throw, especially, and the choreo sequence as well. So yeah, they are doing pretty good. It was just those side by side jumps that really unfortunately brought them down to fourth place. But I do think that they are a team with a lot of potential. And of course, we also have from Germany Minerva Fabian Haste and Nikita Volodin now. And so, again, German pairs is very, very interesting. And third place is a very happy result because it is the team from Australia, Anastasia Golubeva and Hector Giotopoulos more. This is the first Grand Prix medal ever for Australia. They have never won a Grand Prix medal before. This is the very first for Australia. Super happy for them. I really like them as a team, and they're also quite young as well. It seems like yesterday they were at Junior Worlds. Golubeva and Giotopoulos more, they had an error on the triple twist in the short, not their best element. They did have the same error on the free. They did have a side-by-side triple south issue and a fall on the triple loop throw, but they did end up in third place overall. Really good for them. They did have a personal best in the short program as well. And they definitely still have more and more to show. This is not it for them. I feel like they do have so much to show. And maybe they are dark horses. Maybe they are dark horses for the Grand Prix final. Who knows? That will be very exciting if they can qualify. I do think they will develop well, and I really like their Umbrellas of Cherbourg free skate. From Uzbekistan, actually a newer team, not a newer team, but I'll explain. It's Ganesh Chikorev. They previously represented Russia, but they now are representing Uzbekistan. And this is their first season internationally. They have been together for a while. Just an error on the side by side triple toes in the short. First in the free with actually a fairly clean skate. Just a slight triple loop throw issue, but Ganesh Chigarev they're quite good. I have to say they're quite good. And I do think maybe dark horse potential. They are, their first Grand Prix, they got them silver already. Yeah. From Canada, the home skaters, right? We love, love, love home skaters. When they compete at home is Solado Deschamps. They came in here as the world champions, had amazing performances last season. At Worlds was just so, 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 so solid. Not the best skates for them here, but still landed them solidly in first place. They did have a minor error on the triple loop throw in the short, errors on both the side by side jumps and the throws in the free, and they did fall on the triple toe loop. A fall in the triple toe loop from Deschamps And then Deanna Stellato, she did like a waltz jump after, I guess, just because I guess they weren't like synchronized and she didn't realize he had fallen, I think, but I don't really know. Last season their vampire program was so good. I think this season the programs do have a dramatic note, but I do think they will do it further. I think a lot of programs early in the season for me can seem quite jarring and different and not good. But I think as long as the season goes along and the teams get better and better and better at performing it, I do think that they get better. And I do think that will happen here with them as well. Okay, last up we got ice dance, and I'm a little exaggerating a little bit. I said Skate Canada was super chaotic, but ice dance was actually pretty normal, interesting. No major falls, no major chaos. Is this a good thing? Yes, it probably is for my sanity. In 10th place, this breaks my whole heart. I've said this before, they are such a good team. That is the team of Harris and Chan from Australia. They are super underrated. I think they've really developed. Give them the scores. Their twizzles in both programs really brought them down. They did make mistakes on both swizzle sequences in both programs. But I love them so much, and I think they're so artistic and fresh and different. Their free dance to those Claire de Lune, all those different versions of Claire de Lune is still great. I love the classical slash contemporary route that they are really going with. Um, I really love that. Yeah, unfortunately, 10th place, but I really hope that they can do more. In 5th place, we had from the US, Zingas and Kolesnik. US ice dance is whack right now. There are so many teams that I can't even like keep track of. Like my eyes are like glued. Like who are you? Like I don't know where you're from. But yeah, there's so many US ice dance teams. Obviously, is the US's strongest discipline in my opinion. And Zingas and Kolesnik, I do feel like they're still a new team, but they've made tons of impact on the field, making a statement for themselves at every competition I feel like that they go to. They were fourth in the rhythm dance here, fifth in the free for fifth overall. Then that US number 3 ice dance spot is quite competitive to obtain. But they're really hoping to get that, go to the World, go to the Olympics, etc. And I definitely think that this is a team that has the potential. Zingas and Kolesnik, y'all watch out. In fourth place, we had the Czech siblings of Tashlerova and Tashler with a really good placement here. I believe this is their best placement at a Grand Prix before. Fourth place is really good. I believe this is their best placement. Yes, they've been fifth before, but they've never been fourth, and they were fourth this year. Really good for them. What was I gonna say? Yeah, anyway, yeah, really good for them, and I really do see them as maybe being a dark horse for the Europeans bronze. So many teams currently are in that dark horse position for the European bronze. I'm really confused, but we'll see. Another team in third place here at Skating Canada that definitely could get the Europeans bronze is Loporeva and Bristol from France. That gala last season never left my mind. They were third in both programs for third overall. The top French ice dancers currently definitely anticipate them reaching top 10 at Worlds, maybe even the European podium for Loboreva and Bristol. Again, could be the bronze. I believe they were fourth at Europeans last year, so it is definitely not unattainable at all. But there are so many teams. We had Smart and Deke last week at Skate America, of course, winning the bronze there. Could they be the European bronze medalists? I have no idea, but maybe they could be. In second place, we had La Joie Laga of Canada skating again at home. They have really developed and made an impact. Before I remember their Rio free dance from the Olympics. That was fun, but then I didn't really understand. Like I didn't really like love them for a while, but wow, they've really made a ton of improvements, I feel like, on their skating levels, on their skating skills, sorry, and their levels and things like that. They were fifth at Worlds last year. Maybe that result really pushed them forward. Here they were second in both programs for second overall. In the rhythm dance, Zachary Laga did fall on the rhythm not the rhythm dance. In the rhythm dance he did fall, but it was not on a like technical element. It was just like an oopsie fall and not on like the twizzle or a lift or anything. Did get a 1 point deduction for that, of course, but that didn't affect their score too much. Their Sound of Silence, free dance was one of the best programs at Skate Canada. It definitely seemed like a fan favorite that a lot of people loved. And then in first place, we had Gillis and Poirier, also of Canada. Last season was amazing for them. They were second at Worlds in Montreal, of course, in Canada again, right at home. And it was so amazing to see them last season at Worlds. I just thought they were competing on new skates. It felt like they had, I don't know what happened, but they were amazing. Season debut here with new programs. They had a lifeguard themed rhythm dance. So much fun. Honestly, love the outfits. Was vibing with it. The rotational lift. The free dance was a bit strange. Um, it had tango vibes, but it was certainly not a tango. Um, Not sure that I love it quite just yet, but I think I will come to love it. Last season, I also did not enjoy their Wuthering Heights free dance until at Worlds. It was like, like, like that's so amazing. But I'm hoping this free dance will be the same case. It's a bit of a tango vibe, but I believe they themselves said it wasn't a full tango. So it is very interesting how they're trying to portray that and portray that. The costumes are very interesting. I'm just very interested in this very unique program. It does stand out. Um, and yeah, I hoping I will like this program even more later. And of course, the top ICN teams right now: Gillis and Poirier, Chalk and Bates, Ginyar Fabry, Fear and Gibson from Ski America. I definitely think that they're all very, very competitive within that upper echelon, that upper level. And I do think that this season might be surprising for ICNs. But with that, that was Skate Canada recapped and all the terrors and all the scares and all the horrors that came with it. All the vampires that could land quad flips. That was weird. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for listening to this episode of A Teen Talks. Oh my gosh, I should be weird. No, that shouldn't be weird. Thanks for talking. Thanks for talking. Thanks for listening to this episode of A Teen Talks Game Podcast. My name is Van Gogh, and I will see you next week in France, where I hope will not be as chaotic, especially because one of my favorites, Amber Land, is competing. I'm really hoping. Please be calm, France. Please, please be calm. I'm really hoping it's not as chaotic. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this episode of a Teen Talks Game podcast. My name is Van Gogh, and I will see you next week for a very chaotic recap of the Grand Prix de France. See you then. Bye bye.